Hi, welcome to DP Animations. So on this episode, by the way, sorry for the late replies to some of the questions. It's been a crazy few weeks, but not to worry. To that brother that asked about designing a Christmas bumper, I have one in my videos. You can please take a look at it. I will do a series later. And a brother also asked about material or color application. I decided to put something quickly together for this tutorial by using a Rubik's Cube. Although I put this montage randomly together for this tutorial, it can be used for a case program intro or a fashion program intro. Alright, please kindly like, subscribe and comment. Let's start. So the Rubik's Cube you are creating, let me create a cube first. Let me come to its attributes, which is the objects, the manipulates, the fillets. Okay, so the radius, let me go something like 5, or it can be any number at all that you feel like how rounded you want it to be. Okay, so maybe let me see, 6 is okay for me. Let me see, let me make it 8 so that it will be well defined. So 8 is okay. Then the fillet subdivision, let me make it something like 4. All right, okay. After you are done with this, just make it editable. Press C to make it editable. Then select the cloner, all right? Then drop it inside the cloner. Okay, so now, let me zoom out a bit. So now let's come to the cloner attributes here. Okay, so each side of the Rubik's will have, I think, 9 faces altogether. So the count here is 3, 3. So let me make here also 3. Okay, let me increase it to 3. All right, so that's it. You see, it's nothing difficult actually. All right. Now first, let's create some material and apply it to the cube inside the cloner first before we continue. So let me come here. Now in the R23, see that they have changed positions of some of these attributes. So when maybe you are new to the higher version, you find it a bit difficult. All right. So let's come here, then click here, the material manager. Then double click in to insert in a new material. Now let's open the material. All that I need is just a black material for now. So let me pull this in. Okay, the color shader in. Now let's come to the reflectance. The reflectance, then here, let's change from specular blink to reflection legacy. Okay, then the roughness, let's go 0 on the roughness. Then the reflection strength, let's go something like 10 or so, 15. Okay, let me leave it at 15. Let me close it. So let me click and drag the material onto the cube here. Okay. We have a material applied on the Rubik's here. So let me do just a rough preview render and see. Okay. Everything is black there. All right. So once you are done with that, press C on the keyboard to break the cloner down. Okay. So when you break the cloner down by pressing the C, let's see what we have. All right. So we have the different faces of the cube here individually. All right. So now when you watch the cube here, you see that the azure is centered in the middle here. When you select the folder, you see that it's centered in the middle. But once you select an individual cube, the azure shifts. Okay. But to do that, you have to let all the individual cubes have the same center position. So let's select the azure. Let's select the azure here. Okay. Then select a cube. All right. So where to change that property is off here. Okay, so to bring it back, let's click here. That's the coordinates manager. Okay, let's click on the coordinates manager to bring it. So here is it. So the first cube here is minus 200 centimeters. So let's make it 0, 0, 0, then enter. You see, once I press enter, the axis has moved to the center position. So you do this to all the cubes here. Let's select the next one, 0, 0, then enter. just like that. So let's hurry up and finish this before we continue. Now, once we are done with the final one, let's select the folder, the main folder. Okay, now the ASLs is in the center position. All right. Now let's do some simple animation on the cubes first before maybe we change the colors. Okay, so let me increase the number of frames here. It's 90 frames. So let me make it something like 200 and enter. Okay. All right, so after that, click on the ASLs tool so that you come out of the ASLs. Other than that, whenever you move any objects here, the ASLs will affect it. So let me come out of it. Then select the selection tool. With the selection tool selected, it says here visible only. So it will only select the visible ones here. So let's click and drag across the faces to select them. All right. So from selecting this, when you come here, under the coordinates of the faces that you have selected, it says here continuum rotation. Okay. So you have make sure you tick this. Other than that, when you rotate, you see some wobbling within some parts. Okay. So let me tick this. All right. Then set a key at the 10th frame. All right. Then move it to something like 30th frame. Okay. Then select the rotation tool. All right. Then hold the shift key. Then rotate on 90 degrees. Okay. All right. So if it did not snap well, if the 90 degrees did not snap well, come to where you did your ASLs reset. Then click there. Then type 90 degrees. Then enter. Okay, then set an ending key. So now let's see what we have. See that? Simple. All right. So now the next selection will be the middle here. Okay. So let's click on the selection tool again. And this time, instead of visible only, we will untick it because we want the ones at the back to be selected. So let's click and drag to select it. All right. All right. So once you have selected the middle portion, let's see if it's the right one that we want. Let's click and drag. Okay, it's the right one. All right. So let's come to something like the 40th frame. Let's set a beginning key. All right. Then on the 60th frame, go for the rotation tool again. Hold the Alt key. Then rotate this 90 degrees by holding the shift. Okay. 90. And it says here 91. Okay, which is not the right distance. It is 90 that you want. So click there, then type 90. Then enter. After that, set a key again. All right. So we have something like this. Okay. I think I can see some wobbling here. Okay. With this wobbling, it's not a problem. Okay. So all that you have to do is just go back to the continuum rotation, then check and uncheck again, then it will okay. So now let's select the next rotation, which is this. We are going to select the middle portion here. So let me select the selection tool. Okay. Like the second one, let's click and drag to select it. Okay. So now let's see if the right one that we want is the right one. Okay. So like this one, like what I said earlier on about the continuum rotation, just click, then unclick again. Then it will set everything in place. Okay, on the 70th, let's set a beginning rotation key. Okay, select the rotation tool, then come to the 90th. All right, hold the shift key, then rotate 180. Okay, so let's make it -0. And let's set a key. So we have something like this. Let's see. Okay. All right. So with this, because it's a double rotation, let me open it up a bit more so that it won't be too fast. Okay. So just like that. All right. So gradually, you just take your time gradually to arrange these things. All right. So let's see So from here, maybe I want to rotate this particular portion again, the middle here. All right. So let me select the selection tool. Okay. Let me move it here. Then click and drag to select it. Okay. So let's see if it's the right one. Okay, it's the right one. All right. So like always, uncheck the continuum rotation, then check it back. All right. Then set another key on frame 110. Let me set a key there. Then move the timeline to something like 130. Then rotate this again. Hold the shift key, then rotate this 90 degrees again. Okay. If it did not fall in the right place, just click here, then type the 90, then enter. Then set a key. Okay. So let's see. All right. So I think this is enough. So let's try to finish the rest. Okay. All right. When you look at the animation I did, okay, when you look at the sample that I showed, you see that there is a bit of springiness or flexibility within the cubes rotation. Okay. So what I did was I selected the entire cube. So click on the first one, then scroll down, then hold the shift key, then select the last one. Okay. Then come to tags. Okay. Then select animation tag, track modifier. Okay. So with the track modifier selected, just come here. Okay. It says here spring. Okay, spring. So we need that spring within the cubes. But it says here stiffness. So we don't want any stiffness, or we can leave it at 10%. Then the strength, the spring strength, let's go up a bit or way up if you want. All right. So now let's see how it turns out. Easy. So if the strength of the springiness is too much, you just have to reduce it here. All right. So let's see. Okay. But the actual Rubik's Cube is not springy, but we are just adding dynamism to this. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's it. Now let's do some coloring. Okay. So this face, we are going to work on this face first. So the first face, let's come to the material manager, double click to create a new material, or we can just duplicate the black we have here. So hold the control key, then click and drag to duplicate it. Then maybe name it red. Then let's open the material. So what I normally do when it comes to material application, I normally change the material from how it is raw like this to a double torus. Okay. I change it to a double torus. So something like this. You see. Then come to color. Then maybe the color red. Let's do the color red. Let's go here. Okay. You just have to pull the hue and the saturation to get the colors that you want. Okay. So we have the red here now. All right. So now let's duplicate this one again. Let's duplicate it multiple times at least. So the next one, let's give it something like green. Then this one, yellow. Then this one, maybe blue. Okay. So let me just change the colors first and let's see. So the blue color. Okay. See how simple it is when it comes to material or color application. So let's come to the yellow color. Just click here, then change it from here. You can choose it from here. Then enrich it here if you want. Okay. Okay. Now let's come to the green. Let's pick it here. And you can enrich it here. Okay. All right. All right. So Now let me just select the first cube. All right. Let me see something first. Okay, let me select visible only, so that I won't end up selecting the ones at the back. So let me select the first cube. Hold the shift key, select. Okay. Then click here. When you come here, that's a polygon surface. So let's just click there. So you see what we have. So hold the shift key, then select the face 1. Hold the shift key 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then click on the red material, then drop it in. Okay. So let's do a render preview and see if it has affected them. Okay. So it has affected them. Okay. Now the next face, let's rotate to this side. Okay. So this particular side. Okay. So let me come out of the polygonal face. Then select this face. Hold the shift key. Select, then select. Okay. Now let's select the polygonal surface. Okay. Then click. Hold the shift key. Click, then click. Just like that. Okay. Now let's apply the blue to it. That's it, you are gone. Now let's go back and select object mode. All right. Let's rotate to the other side too. So this side. Now let me select the faces that I want here. Hold the shift key, then select them. Okay. Now let me select the polygonal surface. Okay. Then select the face that I want. Click. Then hold the shift key. Click. Now let me drag the green to it. That's all. Okay. So now let me select the object mode again. Now let's see which one is left. Okay, this side is left. Then I think the top and down too is. All right. So I'll select. Select the polygonal surface. Then click, hold the shift key. Then click and drag the yellow there. All right. Go back to the object mode. So what is left is the top and the down here. Okay, the top and the down. So we don't have enough material or colors here. So let me click and drag to create more. That's 2. So what color are we going to give this one? Let's see. A bit of purple. Let's give it a bit of purple. So let me name it pep. Then the next one, what color are we giving this one? Let's just give it a light blue. A neon kind of blue. Okay. I mean, name it something like neon. All right. So now let me select this face too. Click, hold the shift key, then select the faces. All right. Select the polygonal surface. Then click, hold the shift key. All right. Let me click and drag this color in. That's all. Go back to the object mode. Down. Let me select them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Polygonal surface. Let's select it. Then select the faces we want. So just like this. Okay. Just take your time, then do this. Then click and drag the material in. All right. Okay. Now let's go back to object mode. All right. So now we are done applying material or color to the cube, the Rubik's. All right. So let's see. All right. So now we have this. Okay. So guys, so this is how you create a Rubik's Cube, okay? But just that without the sprinklers within it. The sprinklers within it is just some secondary animation are added to it, okay? So when doing it, you can decide to add it or not. It's just some style that I decided to add to it at the last minute, okay? All right. So let's do a rough render and see what we have. Okay. Now let's do a bit of lightening here. Okay. Let me go back, switch it to object mode, then move the object up. Okay. So now let's insert in a plane. Okay. So let's come here, plane, and let's give it something like 2,400. Let me see, 2,400 to this one too. So this is okay. If it's not enough for you, you can still increase it. Let me see, 5. So to be more stretched out, 5. Okay. So let me see the Rubik on it. Let's see. All right. Now let's apply some lights. Okay. Let's come here, then insert in the lights. All right. Normally, what I normally do is this. I come to the subdivision, then select an array. Okay. Then insert in the lights. All right. This way, I'll have multiple lights around the image. So let's switch to orthographic view. I'm coming. Let's see. You see that when you see here, let me see. Let me pull this down a bit, then this one too down a bit. When you see here, we have multiple lights. I think 7 or so around it. So I'll just reduce the number to something like 4. Okay. Then the radius, let me increase it so that it will come out because it seems to be inside the Rubik's. All right. So now it's out. So when you see the light is surrounding the cube. So this is how I set up my environment for rendering. So when I come here, when I do a simple render preview, you see this? Okay. Now the light has no shadow within. Okay. So if you want to apply some shadow, just come to shadow. Okay. I think it was just a normal light that I inserted. So you can just select soft shadow map. Okay. So when you do a preview again, let's see. Now you see. All right. Now once again, when you come to the render editing settings and come to effects, I select ambient occlusion. Normally, I just end it at ambient occlusion because if I go for something like global illumination, all those takes too much time to render. Because I work in the broadcasting sector, we need things to be rendered fast. And doing high-end rendering takes a whole lot of time. So I don't normally do high-end rendering. So I do renderings that are fast. Okay. So ambient occlusion is okay. Then let me do just a rough preview. See, if you are okay with this, you can decide to go with this, or you can decide to take the shadow off here. You can decide to take it off. Then maybe, let's see, let me do a preview first. Okay, then maintain the ambient occlusion on is okay. Then reduce maybe the light. You can decide to reduce the light to 2 lights. It seems 2 lights, but actually 3. Okay. Let's see. The same. Yeah. Beautiful. So simple. Okay, simple, and you are gone. All right. If you want to add more stuff to it, you can still add more stuff. Okay. So basically, this is how I created the Rubik's Cube animation. All right. It's not difficult. And mind you, I'm using a Cinema 4D R23. So with this, you are done with the Rubik's Cube. Okay. Okay. All right, so guys, we are done with the Rubik's Cube animation. Okay. And please, if you are interested in the project file, just let me know in the comment section. It will be posted onto the Telegram channel for you to download. All right? Okay, see you next time.